You could do it. Do what? What can I do? Anything you put your heart to. Oh, you've heard it before, but I'm going to say it again. You could do it. Anything you put your heart to do, you could do. Now, look, I'm 70 years old. I've been around the block. Somebody came up to me the other day in a bowling alley, of course. Bowling? You go bowling? People don't go bowling anymore, but I go bowling. A young man, probably about 17 years old, said, kind of at random, says, Hey, excuse me, if you could do anything you wanted to do differently, what would you do? In fact, what would you tell your younger self?" And he looked at me all bright eyed, and I'm thinking, nobody's ever asked me that before. If I could tell my younger self something, what would it be? First of all, my younger self would be looking for somebody younger instead of somebody 70 years old. But I hate to tell you, I was 17 at one time myself. This wise man, young man, had asked me what I would do differently. What do I would I tell my younger self? I couldn't figure out the answer. I thought about it, and I now think I know. I think I know. You could touch the stove and find out it's hot and burn your hand, or you could talk to somebody older who's done it a few times and be smart enough not to touch that stove. Just take their word for it. It's hot, you touch it, you get a blister, or in other things that are very dangerous, you do it, you touch it, you die. So here, let's learn for somebody with some experience who's made the mistakes. And looking back at it, if I would have applied this to my life when I was younger, I would have done at least twice as much and at least half the time. I mean, probably a lot quicker than that, a lot more. So I'll tell you right now, whatever it is, if it's truly on your heart, you could do it. Now, you may or may not believe in God. The particular person who came up to me, who had this wonderful question for me and got me thinking, I found out later, he says, I'm an atheist. Well, I'm not an atheist. I believe in God, but still respect him, respect his beliefs. And maybe he's truly an atheist. Maybe he was challenging me to see if I could talk him out of being an atheist. I didn't. I didn't try. If he's an atheist and that's what he believes or wants to believe or wants to project, that's what he believes. That's fine. But I'm telling you right now, there is a God. Now, we could argue all day long who he is, what his name is, which Bible scriptures are right or what wrong and this and that, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm talking about a timeless truth that has been said in very different ways by different people, but with a similar thread. Ralph Waldo Emerson, Napoleon Hill, and even in the Bible, the Tanakh for the Jews, the Bible for the Christians, other self-help motivational things when people kind of parrot it and regurgitate what's already been said over the centuries. But let me add a twist. Just because you can achieve something, just because you have it in your heart, doesn't necessarily mean you should. The real question is, what dreams and goals are worth pursuing? I wish I would have asked my younger self this or coached myself, but I wasn't there then. How could I, as a younger self, call upon my older self to figure out what to do in life to save some steps along the way? Well, I'm telling you right now, the best of my ability, I'm going to give you what I should have told this professing atheist at the bowling alley. If I had to do over again, if I were your age, if you're 17 right now, or whatever age you're at, you could do it. Whatever's in your heart, you could do. Now, that's dangerous. It's like playing with kerosene or gasoline. Yes, it's powerful. You light a match to it, go, "Whoom." But just because you can doesn't mean you should. So, guys talking to me about making pipe bombs the other day. What an idiotic thing when he was young, making pipe bombs, throwing, and then they put bullets inside the pipe bomb. So they thought it was cool. It would explode and bullets would shoot up. How random. He's lucky the guy isn't killed. Making a pipe bomb explodes and bullets go all around. How dumb is that? We've all done dumb things. But the dreams that are worth pursuing, that's what I'm here to talk to you about. Those that would make the world a better place and contribute to society. That would basically be helpful to others and pleasing to God. All right, I'm going to be a little bit of a Bible thumper here. If you want to turn it off, you can. But on the other hand, there is some wisdom there, whether you choose to take it or not. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 3 reminds us, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. Okay, so just because you could do it because it's in your heart doesn't necessarily mean you should do it. So instead, seek the truth, seek what you're supposed to be doing, and then commit to the Lord whatever it is you do, and he will establish your plans. So let's say you got something in your heart. You want to be an astronaut. You want to be a cowboy. You want to be a professional dancer. Whatever you want to do. You want to be a ballerina. You could do it. If it's good, if things just two things only, pleasing to God and helpful to man, go for it. And then commit it to the Lord, whatever you do, and he will establish your paths. I don't have to give you a pep talk on this. It's a fact. It's in scripture. He will establish your paths. So know it confidently, agree with it, and don't wait too many decades to figure it out. Figure it out now and just start doing it. Ask yourself, what do you feel you're actually called to do? No, what's a calling? Hello, come home for dinner. That's when you're like 2 or 3 years old. No, what's a calling? What has God Himself created you to be when you were in your mother's womb? What did He create you to be? He created you to be something. He gave you talents and gifts and callings. Find out what your calling is. Take a moment, ponder it. Think what truly matters to you. What gets you excited doing something? I mean, that could be your calling. What is your passion that burns within you? You're happy doing it. Maybe you should be doing it for a living. Maybe you should be doing it for a recreation. But you should be doing it if it's helpful to man and pleasing to God and it's on your heart. Not only should you do it, you can do it. It's there. Do it. Just do it. You can do it. So, is it writing a book? Is it starting a ministry? Is it building a better mousetrap? We hear a lot about building something and scaling. It's not just to build it now. They're smart nowadays. The coaches are saying figure scaling. So when you have an idea, not only get it out there, but scale it, make it big, make it widespread. I wish I would have known that more when I was younger. Although I did millions of dollars in sales before I was 21 years old, or around 21, 22, around that area. And that was when a dollar was worth $5. So for every million I did back then, it's like doing 5 million now. So I did it in my 20s. That was my measuring stick back then. My 20s. I started with $900. I borrowed from a girlfriend, paid her back 100, gave her a little bit. I mean, wait, I borrowed 900, paid her back 1,000, gave her 100 interest. And her reward for that was she dropped me. Maybe she was afraid I hit her up for some more money. But I didn't really need to at that time because I'd already started the business and within a couple of years doing over $1 million a year, which would be like 5 million today. Can you do it? Yeah, of course you can do it. I had a passion for something. I did it. I worked hard at it. You could do the same thing. Now, let's say you want to write a book. I promote book authors professionally with a company called Special Guests. You write a book, give us a call, 919-437-0001. Let us know about your book. You want to be on some talk shows, podcasts, radio, TV, whatever. That's what we've done for almost 40 years. And then you promote yourself and you sell more copies of your book. If you got a widget, a mousetrap, an idea, get on get on before thousands or millions, depending on the size of the show, with an audience of that size, and talk about it. Talk it up. They'll either shoot or salute. If they salute, hey, you got a lot of money. You're a success. If they shoot down your idea, tweak it or go to a different audience. So whatever it is, I'm here to remind you that you have the ability, the creativity, and the resources within you already. God's already given it to you within your DNA. Your DNA is so tiny. It's way smaller than an atom, way smaller than what we know about DNA. The essence of us was God breathed. He breathed into us. He breathed life into us. It's not so much how far it goes into the universe. Sorry, Elon Musk. Mars is not the farthest place you should be aspiring to go. We should go within. Instead of going without, far away, go within, infinitely, beyond infinitely, deeper, into the size of a molecule, and then smaller to the size of an atom, and then to an electron, a proton, a neutron, and then to quarks and neutrinos, the subatomic particles, inward until it gets down to God's very breath. And that's what you're made out of. So if you're made out of God's breath, you're a chip off the old block. Well, I shouldn't say old because technically God's beyond time. We call him Father Time sometimes, but he's beyond time. You can do anything you want to if you're beyond time. You can have IQ of 80 and you could figure out Einstein's wildest equations if you had eternity to do it. If time was stopped, think how much more you could do with the IQ and the God given resources that you have. Whatever it is, you have the ability, the creativity, and the resources to make it happen. You can make it happen. So make it happen. Believe in yourself. Believe in God who created you. If you can't believe in yourself, at least believe in God. He doesn't make junk. He made you. If it's aligned with your values and God's purpose, there's no limit. I repeat, no limit to what you could achieve. Now, I'll tell you a little secret. The world needs what you have to offer. You are unique. You are a unique individual. A woman, a man, a child, grown up, whatever you are, at whatever age. Even if you're quadriplegic, if even if you have think you're not a creative person, you were created in such a way we have something to offer the world. And the world needs your ideas, your talents, and your heart. It all matters. Put some confidence in yourself. And if you can't put confidence in God, ideally both. Take your first step today, no matter how small. We heard before that a long journey begins with a single step and then another step and another step. So I trust your journey will unfold as it should. So, what is your dream? Share it in the comments below. Start a conversation. Let's talk about it. What is your dream? What are your talents? What is your expertise? And what will you talk about if you're on a talk show today? Radio, TV, podcast, whatever. That's what we do. Give us a call, 919-437-0001. Be free. Feel free to subscribe if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to. You watch this again, watch some of our other videos. Appreciate it. Glad I was here sharing my thoughts, and I'm glad to the gentleman of the bowling alley. One of these days, I want to find him again and tell me, inspired me with his probing and his questions. Very intriguing question. What would I tell my younger self? Well, in a sense, I'm telling the younger selves out there. Most of you are younger than me because I'm 70 years old. So take it, identify it, do it, and I'll see you next time. Now, with all the great advice, I got to figure out how to turn this thing off. I don't do these that often. Oh, end stream. Be there. Oh, by the way, these pictures up here, I my children when they're younger, I feature them. They could do it. They could paint, and they just painted those. And I'm glad they did, and I still remember them. Adios.